Ever looked up at the night sky and seen a shooting star? Beautiful, right? But imagine if one of these celestial objects actually hit Earth. It could cause some serious damage and even take lives. Now, consider what would happen if instead of small meteors that can destroy buildings, a giant asteroid slammed into our planet. The question is, could we survive it? Well, the answer is maybe, maybe not. It really depends on various factors, including our preparedness and the nature of the asteroid. What's certain is that an asteroid impact would be far more devastating than a regular meteor strike. And yes, there's a difference between the two. Asteroids are like space rocks orbiting the sun, but they're way smaller than planets. Some are about as big as a bus, while others could be half the length of Great Britain. In space, asteroids frequently collide, and the fragments that break off can become potential meteors. All right, with such a wide range in size, how big of a threat are asteroids? Will they soon be our calamity? Billions of years ago, when our solar system was forming, there were leftover chunks of rock not large enough to become planets. Most of these ended up between Mars and Jupiter, orbiting the Sun and forming what we call the asteroid belt. While there are 8 planets in our solar system, scientists estimate there are 1 to 1.9 million asteroids in this belt, and thousands of them have the potential to head towards Earth. Sometimes even they can get 10 times closer. In fact, Earth is hit by thousands of space objects every year. Fortunately, most of them don't make it past our primary defense, the atmosphere. They burn up, thin out, and eventually disappear. However, when one does break through Earth's atmosphere, it can pose a massive threat. These asteroids aren't just enormous, they also travel at speeds 225 times faster than a sports car, carrying an immense amount of energy. There was once a notable incident that occurred in Russia, where an asteroid the size of a 6-story building exploded while still far above the ground. But even from that distance, the energy it released was equivalent to 30 Hiroshima bombs. The resulting shockwaves damaged thousands of buildings over an area as large as 70,000 football fields, and 1,600 people were injured by flying glass. That was just a mere building-sized asteroid. If we go back in time, we had what may be the most catastrophic asteroid impact in Earth's recent history. About 65 million years ago, during the time of the dinosaurs, a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid collided with Earth. The impact was catastrophic. It blasted rock fragments really, really high into the atmosphere, and then they rained back down as fiery projectiles. Global temperatures spiked so high that trees and plants would spontaneously ignite, leading to worldwide firestorms. The remaining dust and smoke rose into the atmosphere, blocking out sunlight for decades. The whole world faced a deep freeze. Plants couldn't photosynthesize, and the food chain collapsed. This led to the extinction of not just dinosaurs, but 75% of all life on Earth. Even the crater left behind was so immense that it would take days for us to walk from one side to the other, with the sun rising and setting twice before completing the journey. And that's if we didn't stop and rest at all. Now, you might be worried that the next time you look up at the sky, you'll spot an asteroid heading straight for us. But don't freak out just yet. While the threat of asteroids is real, we're not defenseless. It turns out, NASA has a dedicated team working on planetary defense strategies, and they've developed several potential approaches to protect Earth from asteroid threats. In an ideal situation, we can change the asteroid's path to avoid Earth by using a spacecraft that fires ion beams at it. These electrically charged particles would continuously bombard the asteroid, slowly nudging it off its course. But of course, ion beams are tiny compared to the asteroid, and this process would take years. If time is not on our side, this could be a better option. We'd launch a spacecraft and crash it into the asteroid to slow it down and shift its orbit. And unlike the ion method, which is still just theoretical, this smash into it tactic has already been tested. It's called the DART mission. We've demonstrated that an asteroid could be targeted during a high-speed encounter and that its orbit could be changed. If we spot the asteroid early enough, we could also send a spacecraft to, quote-unquote, pull the asteroid off its collision course. The spacecraft would carry a large mass and use its gravity to gradually steer the asteroid away. It's just that, to make this work, the spacecraft would need to orbit the asteroid for years, or even a decade. So yeah, those are the three options we have. But it's also clear now that none of these are effective if the asteroid is super huge or if we only have months, or worse, days before impact. That's why, in an extreme emergency, we might just have one last option. This Hollywood-style scenario is actually illegal. Setting off nukes in space breaks international law. But still, if we launched a nuclear bomb, it could probably blow up part of the asteroid's surface and potentially slow it down or change its path. In the end, the best way to survive an asteroid depends on the situation. But for now, it may be reassuring that the chance of us getting hit by one is quite low, less than 0.02%. On top of that, most of Earth's surface is ocean, and a lot of land is uninhabited. So, not only are asteroid impacts rare, but the odds of one hitting a populated area are even smaller. For now, we're likely safe. But that doesn't mean we can relax. The vastness of space holds many unknowns, and we must be prepared for unexpected events. Humans are amazing. Human ingenuity has led us to develop various defense scenarios, and that might just show our strong survival instincts. However, it's clear that a massive asteroid impact remains a formidable threat that we can't fully control. It could come at any time, and if it does, we're done for. If we keep fighting each other on Earth and ignoring science, we'll eventually face extinction, just like the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. We already know what happened to them, yet a lot of us still haven't learned from it. While in fact, this is our chance to change the future. We need to find another planet to live on. Sure, it's not easy, and that's why we have to keep learning and looking up. Maybe one of us will be the engineer who builds the rocket, the policymakers approving crucial space exploration projects, or the communicators sharing the importance of these advancements with the world. Our efforts today in space exploration and planetary defense are crucial steps towards securing humanity's future. Not just here, but also among the stars.